This 2 at Lesson activity is in General Activities and focuses on using different programs to create graphic organizers. Graphic organizers allow you to explain your information more clearly and allow the students to understand them better. I'm going to show you the benefits of using 3 different programs: Office, specifically PowerPoint, Notebook, and Smart Ideas. So let's see how these work. The first program I'm going to show you is PowerPoint. Specifically, it's going to be the Smart Art. And Smart Art is in all Office programs, Word and PowerPoint. I'm going to be showing you in PowerPoint right now. I have a graphic organizer of the writing process right here, and I'm going to select it. And notice that when I choose any one of these, it shows up on the area that says type your text here. However, of these processes, Brainstorm and Pre-Write are fairly close, and I want to combine them into one thing. In fact, I want to choose Brainstorm up here and actually get rid of it. So I'm going to select it, press the keyboard button on my pen tray, which will bring up my virtual keyboard. And since it's been highlighted, I'm going to press Delete. And notice that immediately, instead of 5 objects, I now have 4. I'm going to minimize my keyboard here. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 things that are in here. So I can have more bullets in here, and then this would have more bullets. It's able to modify very well the different things that are in here. In addition, I can go up to the design area up here, and I can also change the design of this arrow. Let's say I wanted more of a 3D angle version of it, or if I wanted from directly above but a little more shiny with some buttons on it, I can do that also. I can change the colors, so if I did not like this color set, I can choose a different color set, and it would be able to do that. The writing is still the same, and everything is still basically the same with an arrow. But again, I can even change that. I can choose a different arrow set and have it look like this. And I can also drop down, and I have a wide variety of choices in terms of going from one process to the next. For example, I can choose this one over here, and it will turn it into arrows as it goes through. So that's one way that you can modify some of the things in here. You can also double-click the text that's in here, and I'm going to go to Home up here, and then change this to bold, and also change that one color maybe to purple, and change the size up a little bit. So notice that I can change to one section some of the font attributes and the properties to that also. I'm going to click away and notice that it still shows just fine in here, and the tools that came with the Smart Art are not there anymore. I'll go to my next slide over here, and when I click into this one, notice that I have the top level, which is branches of government, and it shows highlighted here and highlighted there. I have executive, which is the first level down, and I have 3 that are within that level. And then I can also go into an example of that one. So I can bring up my keyboard from my taskbar again. I'm going to bring this up high a little bit so we can see. An example of the executive is the president. And then if I wanted to hit enter and provide another example, I could hit enter, and notice that it automatically creates another one down here. And I can do that as many times as I want to create an elaborate Smart Art that's right there and to modify it. I'm going to minimize my keyboard there, and I'm going to go into a third slide down here and show you how to insert a Smart Art. So I can click Insert up here and then choose Smart Art. And I want to go into a relationship and make a Venn diagram. So I can scroll down and I can see a Venn diagram is right down here. So I can select it and then click OK. For this example, I'm just going to have a number 1 and a number 2. So I'm going to bring up my keyboard one more time. And for the first one, I'll put number 1. For the next one, I'll put number 2. And then I'm going to minimize my keyboard here. Let's say I only wanted a Venn diagram that had comparing 2 things in it. So for the text of number 3, I'm going to bring up my keyboard and delete it. And notice that I only have 2 there now. so I can minimize that. I can also go up to Format, and I can change some of the formatting that's in here. So if I wanted to change what the text looked like within here, that's with the WordArt styles. I'll show you some more of that in the next one that I do. So in here, I can go back to Design, and I can change the color again to whatever I wanted to. And I can also change some other relationship styles if I needed to. Let me go into one that I've created by myself. Instead of using any of the smart art, I can use some basic elements. Anything in Office, you can put a WordArt in it. So when I select this and choose the WordArt styles, I can select from down here, and let's say I wanted more of a purple style that had that shadow on the bottom. I can also go into the shape style and provide a nice background to it. Maybe that's too dark, maybe I would like an orange so that really pops out. I can put in a graphic anywhere and size it and move it. I can have text boxes. The lines that are here, if I go into the Format section up there, I can change the line style. Let's say I wanted a thinner red line. Now I have a thinner red line that goes across. So those are a variety of ways that I can make the graphic organizer pop into the colors of my choosing. Let me go into Notebook and compare some of those features with what you can find in Notebook. So I'm going to start off with a basic design. This one is from the gallery. If I go to Gallery over here and then choose Essentials for Educators, under Administration and under Planning, in the Notebook Pages and Files, I can scroll down. I have all of the months for a calendar, and in here I have a template for pros and cons. So it's already been created in here. I'm going to go back to my pages here, and there also is in Math, there's a base 10. Again, this is just some boxes that you can put in. And you can also do a search in the gallery for Venn diagram, and you're able to get some items such as this, which is a page background. The limitation to this is that you cannot modify it on the fly. This is a static image in the back, and it has some text boxes that you can move around to whatever spot that you would like and have them aligned and so forth. But you cannot change them as much as you can with the Smart Art in Office. Show you another one that you can also use, and that is in Smart Ideas. I'm going to open that up. And this is from Smart Technologies, and it's a wonderful tool if you have worked with Inspiration or Kidspiration. This is similar to it. It's a concept mapping piece of software, and it allows you to put in some basically a box that's in here, and you're able to put in text that's in there. You're also able to move it around to any direction from one spot to the next. You can attach notes to them, and it will expand, and then when you click it away, it will go away. You can also go from this main layer into multiple layers deep down below. So there's an arrow that's right here, so I can click on the arrow, and it will take me down to one more level below. Here's some text, and here's what it looks like visually. Notice that you can have information within the box, and you can actually have information within the line to show the relationship between the two. I'm going to go back into the main up here, which brings me back to the main area. I can also look at the same information as an outline. So there are 3 tabs up here that says Diagram, Outline, and Global. So from Diagram, I'm going to switch to Outline up here. And then on the left side, I can see that everything is written as an outline. I can click on one of these sections, and it will show in here. If there is a plus sign, I can expand into any of those areas and click on it. I can see that I can go into any of those areas. I can go into web links. I can also see any additional information based on those little notes that are there. I can also see in an even more global way by clicking on the Global button on tab on the top right. And in here, I can see everything in terms of how it's all laid out. I have the main up here, and I can move these around, and I can easily pop into any section that I want, and it will take me right to that deep layer that's in there. So I can go back into main if I want. What's best about this is that once you have all of that made and you made a great concept map, you can export it out into Word. So I'm going to go to File and then click Export, and I want to export it out as a Word document. I'm going to do all levels and the diagram and the outline. So I'll click OK. And what this allows the student to do is to create a visual representation, and then when it goes into Word, the student does not need to rewrite anything. It will already be there, and the picture and the text will already be in there also, which is a fantastic tool. So here we have the image of what the concept map was, and down here we have all of the text, which is already in bulleted form. So I can go down to the next page and the next and so forth with all of that full document, both the diagram and the information in outline view. So those are just a couple of programs you can use as graphic organizers. Now it's time for you to get to it.